Hey guys, thank you very much for joining me. This is going to be my final book Unhaul of 2023. Last chance to get rid of some books before the new year. I have a pile of, I think I counted 32 books here that I'm going to be getting rid of. Let's just jump in with the one right on top here. The Book of Longing. I do already have this book. I was not aware of that. I bought this like 2 or 3 days ago, so it was in my apartment and now it's gone. We have Scarlet. This is the second book, the sequel to Gone with the Wind. I still have not read Gone with the Wind. I was reading the back of the book and it, just from that small portion, it kind of seems like this maybe went in a direction that the author, Margaret Mitchell, probably did not intend. I'm not sure. Again, I only judged it by that small portion, but it's a big book. It does take up quite a bit of room. I need to read Gone with the Wind first before I worry if I want to continue with that one. Next, we have this. This is Jerry Garcia. I am not a big enough fan of Grateful Dead to read this book. I think I bought it because it has some like really cool artwork in it that I like. But let's be honest, that's not a good enough reason. So that's going. Next book, we have Magic Strike. This is the second book in the series in which I do not have the first book. I also started reading this just to see if I wanted to get the first book. And from the small amount that I read, I just don't think I'm going to like the writing all that much, so that can go. Next, we have Legacy. This is historical fiction, I believe, about Mary, Queen of Scots. I have been getting rid of quite a lot of historical fiction just because I have so much. I used to read that genre like crazy and I haven't for a while. So it's just kind of taking up space on my shelf. There are other historical fictions I want to get to before this, so that can go. Riona. I've had this a long time, probably 7+ years. If I've not read it by now, it needs to go. One of the things I want to work on next year is just getting some of the books that I've had such a long time that I still haven't read, either read or off my shelves. So that one can go. The Distance Between Lost and Found. The Given World. Next we have Lamentation. This is, look at that book. That is a big old book. The writing, I read like the first sentence. Where is it? If I can get to that part. I did not want to attend the burning. I have never liked even such things as the bear baiting, and this was to be the burning alive at the stake of 4 living people, one a woman, for denying that the blood and body of Christ were present in the host at Mass. That's a good opening few lines. This is one of those historical novels where it shows on the back this person has written a lot of other ones, and this one is all the way at the bottom. I don't think you need to read the previous ones to have read this, but I'm not 100%. Charles, please stop licking. Again, it's such a big book. It just takes up so much room. The Summer I Turned Pretty. I thought I already got rid of this book. I don't really have any interest in reading this. The Choiring of the Trees. This is the same thing, a book that I've had a long time, probably over 10 years. Because I remember when I lived with my parents. Yep, I had that book. The Mists of Avalon. I still want to read this. I know the book and potentially the author is problematic. I don't know. I know there were some allegations against the author. I don't know if anything was ever proven. I'm not sure. But again, I've had this so long. I haven't read it yet. There are a lot of other fantasy books I want to get to first, so this can go. Charles, please stop licking your paws. The Disappeared. Had it a long time. Star of the Sea, same thing. Maybe this one I'll give a chance. I've had this one a long time, but I do really want to read it still. So maybe I'll set this one aside. maybe this will be, because I think January I'm going to kind of go through a lot of books where if I don't read them, I just need to automatically get rid of them. So maybe I'll add this to that list. So I'm going to set this to the side. We have next An Inheritance of Ashes. This is a YA fantasy series. It sounds like the premise sounds good, but yeah, it's going to be too young for me. I know it. Dark Jenny. Diamond Dog. Same thing. I've had this a long time. Autobiography of a Geisha. I did read this. I did like it. I don't think I'm going to reread it anytime soon. So, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I've read this. I have this in a different edition that I have a lot more kind of matching classics in that edition. So I'm going to get rid of that one. The Angel's Game. I have not read The Shadow of the Wind yet. I do have that one. I am keeping that one. So this, yeah, I can go. Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls. David Sedaris is slowly making his way off my shelf. So there's another one. Henna House. Again, this one seems always outnumbered, always outgunned. Wait, is that the one I said? No. This one is the one I'm setting aside. 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. Love the cover. I did read this one. I didn't really like it all that much, so. The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I think I already read this one. Undertow. Again, this is just YA. It's too young for me. I love the cover. I think it has to do with, is it a carnival? No, not a carnival. No, yeah, nope. I can already tell. Like, if I read it when I was in middle school or high school, I probably would have liked it. But now it's just, I'd be doing it a disservice trying to read it now because I'm not the targeted age. One Day. This I bought because the author won the Pulitzer. I don't think it was for this book. I did start flipping through it. It's just not the style of storytelling that I'm really into, so that can go. We've got the Prince of the Blood. This is part of a fantasy series. I don't have the first book in the series, and this is, I don't know what book, but it's not the first one, so. And then I've got a Mercedes Lackey, Winds of Change, which I bought not too long ago. But again, this is book 2 of a series. I don't have book 1. I am keeping 1 or 2 of her other books that I do have the first books in a different series. So I'm going to try and give those a shot first. And then last but not least, Destiny. This is another fantasy book that is... What number are you? 3rd? I think this is the 3rd book in a series. Yeah, it's the conclusion. I haven't read the first 2. So, bye-bye. So, it's in total, I think that's going to make it 31 books because I am going to save this for next month. That's it, guys. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. It's not my biggest haul, but I feel pretty good about letting a lot of these go. So, thank you again for joining me. Charles is too lazy here to say goodbye. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you next year.